Hi everybody, my name is Gerardi. I hope that you're going to understand this video. Now this pertains to absolutely anybody about anything except for evil people, alright, immoral people. Now, with my understanding and my studies that I did on morals, I took it from Princeton actually, morals of everyday life. I did not pay for it, which I could get, I don't care. But morals are an assumption in any way that has nothing to do with evil, that then becomes an answer and a fact that can't be shown wrong. You can really go by that, and you can go by stories that you tell yourself how nice you could possibly be. Okay. Now there are different kinds of morals. There's kind morals and nice morals. Then there's war morals and competition morals. Now it has nothing to do with sports. It does in a way, but not like the UFC or baseball or whatever. But they do have morals, so it doesn't become an evil competition. Then we have war morals, that you actually do something that people would say is immoral, but you do it for a moral reason called killing. Okay? That has nothing to do with the assumptions of moralities into fact of a hippie or somebody that does not believe in killing. Okay? The assumption of the soldier is all that counts. In war, to be moral, they'll kill for however reason they wish of moral, and you can't talk to them about it. Okay? I studied the military in college, okay, and I have certifications in military intelligence analysis, and I'm a finding skills specialist in military understandings and knowledge, okay? And for me to fight somebody on the street, and they say they're going to kill me or they're going to try to hurt me or break my head, I will pop out their eyes morally, okay? And I will have the utmost in morals in doing that. We're going to get to the main part of the video. Then there's morals of kindness and niceness, war morals, and then there is law enforcement, presidential understanding, and CIA. Okay, and then there's actually something you may not understand of hypnosis morals. Okay, which hypnosis is a very, very powerful understanding of morals, because when you get hypnotized, all right, you may not believe in something anymore because of your hearing and your vision and your learning way of your neuroscience in your brain. All right, you may not believe in sex, which also, okay, you will believe in it. You may not believe in it because you think you can have kids with your hand, which is absolutely real, or a medical pill, which is absolutely real, but you have a hypnotized self where you do not believe in sex anymore, as an example, and that is a moral influence everywhere from the understandings of television to school to experiments to drugs to tranquilizers to hypnotics and a lot of other things. Okay, to marijuana and even melatonin, literally. Okay, we have with all this combined, we have the most beautiful religion that there will ever be in the exist that gets fulfilled. Now, that's the only thing I follow. Religious art like that too, but I do not believe in evil, okay? I do not believe in good versus evil, whatever the fuck that means, because that's insanity, okay? That is insanity. If the assumption is not there as a moral, then there's no good versus evil. Okay, that's gone. Your assumption is your personal business, and you do that in your personal way. You have your kindness, your war, okay? You have your presidential and all the other things. Okay, because each president of each country has a whole understanding, separate and other from each other president. Okay, so morals is the fuel that fuels the whole entire planet and outer space and our relations to outer space. Okay, then we have imagining other things, not just Earths and outer spaces, but things in general, which I also studied from Princeton on Coursera.com for free. Okay? Imagination, not creativity, not inventing, not producing, not making up. Okay? There is finding skills, though, and that is imagination. You use your imagination, okay, to find out brand new things. And this comes along with morals. Okay? You can assume anything you want, and it's not a belief. Okay? Assume it. Assume that you can float. Okay? If you have your moral facts in there that can't be shown wrong, you'll friggin' float. Okay? And that's your personal moral towards yourself. And other people, oh, you can't float because they're immoral towards you. They don't want to support you to be, yeah, bro, you can do it. Yeah, my sis, you can do it. That's just a dick. Get them the fuck out of your life. Male or female, doesn't matter. I will support anybody in anything except for evil. If you say you want to fly, I'll try to help you. That's morals. That's being kind. That's military morals, or I don't have to fight and kill. Yo, I can use this military intelligence analyst, and that I know the secret, make you float, literally. Okay, I can use my storytelling hypnosis that's answered in a certain howism, so you could fly. Okay? Or at least a little bit. I'm not going to sit there and say, you're an asshole, you can't do that, nobody can do anything. No, I'm not going to do that. That's a total dickhead, and I don't want to be around them. Alright? So the most beautiful religion that there will ever be in the existence, I don't like to say existence, but exist in general. The exist can be anything, any happen except evil, except immorals. Okay? And it's fulfilled by the assumptions that you have, that you can then find into a fact. Assumption into finding into a fact that can't be shown wrong. It's the most beautiful religion there will ever be in the exist, okay, that's then fulfilled. Why would you not go by anything else? You can assume there's a God, right? And you find that God. You can assume in this religion that you don't want to follow a God. That's absolutely fine. Okay? You can assume that a tiger is your God, or you're the God of the tigers. I don't care. It's the assumption into fact. And once you can explain yourself to somebody and they say to you, you're a fucking nut, what are you talking about? Just get away from them. Okay? Because it makes no sense to them. But that doesn't mean you're wrong. If I want to say, good night. If I want to say I'm the king of the tigers or I'm the god of the tigers, I'll fucking say it. Okay? Because there's a reason I say that. Excuse my French, but there's a reason I say that. Okay? Because I know so much about tigers that it seems like I'm either a tiger god, okay, or the god of the tigers here on Earth. And snakes, okay? Even lions. King of the jungle. Okay? Which, pertaining to my way, has a lot to do with Kung Fu. And ninjutsu. Okay? And boxing. And morals. And women. And intimacy. And Kundalini snakes, which has to do with intimacy and my doctory skills in Tantra. And my doctory skills in general. And skinwalking. And changelinging. And shapeshifting. Okay? The most beautiful religion that there will ever be and exist is your vision and your hearing, your smelling, your tasting, and how you use your hands. Okay? Now your how thoughts, okay, is founded to be your hand and how your hand does. Okay, it's a guidance. If you want to build a house that is shaped in a certain shape, where inside the house you can do absolutely anything, you have to find your hand to the wood, to then shape the wood with your hand and screw it into the next part to then be shaped until it's done. Okay? Assumption, as morals, assume anything you wish. Then it becomes a moral, then it becomes a fact that can't be shown wrong. Why is building a house in a certain shape so we can do anything inside of it? That's not evil, remember that, or good versus evil. Way better than good versus evil, and good always wins. More kindness, more military morals to where we have to get it done. When we love everybody, we love peace, but we're really nasty. I mean, I'm nasty, all right? We want to do this because we want these people, by our assumption and moral and fact, to do what the fuck and how the fuck they want to do it inside the house. So we have the morals to understand how to shape the sucker. It's a morality thought. It's the most beautiful religion there will ever be and exist that gets fulfilled. And there is no right or wrong answer to this stuff. Alright? It is the answer you give yourself. I'm the moral man. You don't understand yet, you say to your friend. Okay? I'm going to shape I'm going to shape your house for you so you can do anything in it. It's my answer. Then you know there is no right or wrong answer. Okay? Just the answer you give yourself. Have an enjoyable time in your house doing anything you want. Make sense now? Because there is no right or wrong answer. If we did anything non-evil inside of the house, what the fuck is court? There's no such thing as it anymore. So there's no proving something right. There's no proving something wrong. Just the answer you give yourself. Okay? And the most beautiful religion that there will ever be and exist that gets fulfilled is one serious thing to understand. It's the only thing there is. You can have gods in there. Okay? Your gods that you know of can be aliens. Okay? Shiva, okay, in the understanding that I know of, and I assume to be a moral, to then be a fact, to then be beautiful religion, and the exist, is that she can give birth to a new existence better than the one before. And it just keeps going every billion years. I can do this for a physical human woman. To me, Shiva is an alien anyway. Okay? You can think of her as a goddess, or the Shiva way of doing things in any way you friggin' wish. Okay? But not evil. I can actually have my hand, right, touch a woman, or not even touch a woman. I'll do it on my own body, and they will get pregnant with an existence. Okay? And it will be a small one inside of her. She will give birth to it, and it will expand. My existences that I want to make will blend into the planet. I don't like to use that word, but belong with the planet. Okay? So, we can go to these existences whenever we want to get healing, to get knowledge, to get peace, to become a meditation expert, to have visual skills, okay, to help another leader understand peace, to help the jungle, to help shamanism, to find a brand new subject, anything, okay? And don't fuck around, because I know how to do it. It's a very serious skill, all right? When men go extinct, if they ever do, women are not going to have sex with animals, especially gorillas and monkeys, with this evolutionary bullshit. Okay, it's not real. Aliens that don't have a crotch, they are not going to have sex with them either. Okay? They're going to get themselves pregnant with how? Their hands. And we have to have the knowledge of other kinds of DNA that are shaped as our thought to then be founded as our hand, or just a certain order. We don't even need DNA, the DNA here today, or any other kind of DNA, even though I love to be a DNA specialist, and I'm in school for it right now, okay, literally. And that's very important to me, by the way. And it goes with the most beautiful religion in the exist that gets fulfilled. All right? The DNA is there. That fact is there. Okay? It always will be. So they don't necessarily need that factor, because they can touch themselves or massage themselves or acupressure for the reproductive organs in a certain order where they have a male that does how I'm explaining also in the video. Okay? The most beautiful religion that there will ever be in the exist is better than Shiva. It's better than that by our females on the planet. Okay, now this is disturbed. It's dysfunctionized. It's not working. They brought it to a way where they don't want you to work the things that women can do. By CIA hypnosis and bullshit schooling, they are studying the body in medicine. I don't care where it comes from. China, America, England, anywhere. It's getting done wrong. It works, but it's not like even real at that. Okay, mysticism can be used. There is no such thing as pain, because it's a way that was built into your head from when you were a kid by your parents not knowing that they got hypnotized in school. And when you hit your knee when you're a kid, you don't even feel it, you just get scared and start crying. Okay? A baby knows no words. Okay? How the heck are they words to even listen to you, to even say that? Then they get scared. They bang their head on the crib. That just scared the heck out of me. I don't feel a freaking thing. And I'm shitting a brick because I don't know what the fuck just happened. And my brain just said, what the heck? And that's it. They get scared. It's the same thing as you punch somebody and their eyes come out of their head. It doesn't necessarily hurt, but it could also scare them to death. Okay? When the military can deal with pain. It's because when you see absolutely in front of you that there is no such thing as pain, that you can adapt where there's no such thing as pain, then there's no such thing as pain. Okay? They're finding out that there's no such thing as pain. There's a disorder where there's no such thing as pain, where they think it's a disorder, and they give you an operation so you feel pain, but it's never going to work at the same time. Okay? Also, think about it this way. A pendulum, because I'm a hypnotics machine, all right? I am a hypnotics machine. I know anything about it, all right? I know hypnotic realms that nobody knows about that I gain knowledge from, okay? I know hypnotic universes, hypnotic tools, hypnotic insanity understanding where nobody will be insane. I can cure it, criminally insane, and stuff like that. I'm a hypnotics doctor, but, you know, I can do specialized things like levitate. Hypnotic, it's the best. Okay, and it goes with the most beautiful religion that there will ever be needs. It's fulfilled. If I took a pendulum, and I can make this pendulum, all right, it could be your hand anyway, and I shaped this pendulum, all right, in a certain shape, that I just held it up. I don't even have to swing it, and I held it up because of the shape, and by the shape, absolutely any would happen by the shape, except for evil, except for mean, except for bastard and bitch, and a piece of garbage, and criminals, and shitheads that don't care, people that don't believe in anything, that don't have an open mind. I can find up an existence and the things there. I can find out better than that, a whole knowledge where an existence, that is just way gone, outdone, goodbye to that. Literally. And it's called achievement, configurations, and geometry. Then there's achievement order, okay, which women get pregnant by when they touch themselves. Also, that's tattoos. Tattoos in a certain order. Whoop, my hand starts, my arm crazy. The tattoo's doing it all by itself. It then starts levitating you, and then we'll do anything else by the order. Remember, there is no right or wrong. Just the answer you give yourself, like a gift you give. Not get, but you give to get. So you give yourself this gift. It then affects the pendulum to be shaped. And that's given to you. By you. So you give yourself this gift. And you get it every time. That's how nice and kind the moralities of the most beautiful religion that there will ever be is. And it gets fulfilled. Okay? So, when you are intimate like this, you don't have to have intercourse. You can do however you wish. A religious thought with this is the movies. You'll do the movies. You'll do better than the movies. You'll do better than stories. You'll do better than Superman, okay, and Lois Lane. All right? You'll do better than anything, the imagination even. You'll do better than words. Coming up with brand new words from a religious thought of intimacy. Okay? When somebody tells you, who the fuck you think you are? Your shit don't stink. To yourself, right? And you say, as a matter of fact, dude, everybody's feces smells, but I don't need you in my life because you're a closed-minded asshole. Get away. Bip, 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 before I call the cops because you're patronizing me and you're telling me that I can't do things when anything is possible by a fucking shape. Get out of here now. You're not allowed to talk to me anymore. That's not freedom of speech when I'm saying that. That's it. When they're going to talk to you like an asshole, okay, then don't listen to them. Because they have no idea what they're doing, how to do it, okay? And if they knew, they'd be quiet, okay? And it's a lot of drug addicts with brain damage, you know, and stuff like that. And they have like this cocaine brain damage where, you know, they act like an asshole, all right? You want to say to yourself, I can fix these people, okay? And I know that they're sick. And what you want to do is, okay, dude, get a little out of hand. I'm going to leave. You're going to leave me alone. I'm calling cops. And this is where the moralities in the military comes along, where you could fight. Because you really should take. All right? You should really take fighting. In the world today, the world has ever been fighting. From ancient times till now. And the future is going to be fighting. Okay? Immortality also is a part of this. And immortality, again, is just a shape. This all, everything I said, pertains to our body. Shape, art, sound, mathematics, religion, and spirit. We're a shape, we're a color, we're mathematics, our 10 fingers, okay? We're religion, and we're spirit. So, base it on that. Your beautiful religion that I'm talking about, certain type of number one, certain color shade, certain shape, certain sound, certain spiritual thought, and religious thought. That's it. Done. Bing, bang, boom. You're finished. You're doing your thing now. All right? If you want to be Chinese and you're white, fucking change into a Chinese dude. I do it. I change into witches. I am a witch, by the way, but I can change it to anything I want, mostly. Okay? I can change my brain around. And you're worried about my circulation? What the fuck, are you crazy? You can believe that. No, I'm not, because I know what I'm doing. Alright? When I shapeshift, okay, and I skinwalk, and I changeling, I don't change my human self. I change the things that you can affect, so you do not get hurt. Okay? I've changed into a full-fledged tiger. I'm not shitting you. Alright? But that doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I don't want you to try it until you master it. Until you know that you're going to do it. Alright? And to give you a hint, it is an instinct, right, that you think. Say you want to change into a snake, or a tiger, or a wolf. All three of them have an instinct, okay? If you think those three instincts, you ain't changing into nothing. You have to think of a how way of that instinct. You'll change for 5 minutes because of how you thought that instinct is, and change back, and you'll be absolutely fine, okay? But give it some thought first. When you know the answer is answered, can't be shown wrong, nothing bad's going to happen, skin walk away, that's your adult decision to make. It's not my fault if you get messed up. Okay? You can use a tiger to be healthy. It can be a medicine because of your instinct way. But you don't have to change into a tiger. You could use an instinctive way of thought, of how is this thought, to help you, okay, be healthy. Think about it this way. If you eat raw meat, you're a fucking dead man. But tigers can do it. So be that health. If you eat a nice fat red cheeseburger, you ain't getting sick. Make sense? That's how I mean. Okay? But you don't have to be a tiger, but you can use their health way. Okay? Mostly is a mental way, where your body, when you look at it, it's completely mental, because your vision, looking at this from here, is understood through your eyesight to your brain. Okay? So I'm saying this because the most beautiful religion that there will ever be and may exist can be assumed in any manner of non-evil, no evil exists. There's no such thing as evil. That's the main part. Not that it is not belongs here. It just doesn't exist ever. Assumed. Okay? Anything you want to assume, you assume. Then, we find it to be fact. as a religious thought. Okay? These facts that can't be shown wrong as that religious thought, because there's no right or wrong answer. You gave that religious thought to you as a gift that can't be shown wrong. Okay? Because you're nice and you're kind to yourself. Okay? Now, these ways, they can be anything. All right? The reason why I put so much tigers and number one types and subjects, those 5, 6 subjects, is because assume anything you wish. All right? It's not going to be God, goddess. No. Tiger? Yeah. Dinosaur? Yeah. Lizard? Yeah. All right? Trees? Yes. The sun? Yes. Outer space? Yes. Do as you wish. Don't listen to a bunch of jumbo. If you assume that there's infinite gods out there, go ahead. If you assume that there's no such thing as gods, but you have a religious thought, okay, that's you, not them. Then you have a conversation. Excuse me, my man, why do you assume that religious infinity gods exist? It makes sense in an immortal way where there is no beginning, no end, okay, and no limits. And then you say, well, that's how I feel about my way. And what you do is you conversate with somebody with this religion, and you have this religion, okay, and you come, excuse me, and you come up with a solution where you may be able to say, well, let's combine that for our own conversational, and it's probably, between a man and a woman, I'd say, as intimacy, all right, even friends, best friends, anybody, in a close way. Don't just say it to anybody, but you come up with a solution that's both of those. Assume that there's better than gods, dude. Okay? That's how you have to do this. The most beautiful religion there will ever be in the exist that gets fulfilled. Okay? Now we have a person you might have not ever heard of called the Jade Emperor from China. Okay? I study a lot of Chinese religion. All right? The 8 Immortals, all right, is a set of kung fu drunken men that were people that are immortal to the Orient as the 8 Immortals. Okay? Then there's the Jade Emperor, who is the ruler of the exist. Okay? Now, if you want to say and assume that you're better than him or the 8 Immortals, go right ahead. That's absolutely fine. Okay? Okay? Because where is anybody ever going to get without an open mind? Now, this whole video is noetic. Noetic means anything is possible. And the secret societies study it, and so do I. Noetic religion and noetic religion art. Okay? If you can draw better than the Jade Emperor and the 8 Immortals, be my guest. You're assuming an idea and you're an artist. No. What happens if there was a fight tournament in outer space and it had to do better than that? Because of a certain realm, and they were having it there, and it's better than it's better than God's, and better than the way of death, and better, kinder than morals. That's it. But they fight. Assume whatever you want, but you have to fill in the facts, and I'm going to teach you right now, at the end of the video, how to do that, and you're going to be amazed. Okay? It's language without words. There's no other answer. It's language without words. When you come up with that word, that part of that language, a shape, a color shade, a number type, okay? Yeah, you did it then. It's a how is this color shade, shape, number type, sound, spiritual thought, and religious thought. You'll outdo anything you wish. With religion, you'll outdo religion. I don't care. That's a way that you're not insane. Okay? Literally, when you hit it on the money, that there's no right or wrong answer, just the answer you give to you, bing, bang, boom, you do anything you wish. When I say you can build a house shaped in a certain manner to do anything inside of it, happen is the most powerful word. Happen, the best two words in the English language. But when there's the language of no words, the only two words, or three really, in this world is the implemented happen. That's it. That's it. Think about that for a second. Then, if you get sick, which may happen, there's eliminate disease, and that's it. That's all the English language is. Okay, but when you understand how to come up with a language that's not words, pertaining to those 6 subjects and everything I said in the video, all how thoughts language, you will be so happy you did so, especially intimately. Okay, so that's the end of the video, all right? And I want you to really think about this, and don't go gung-ho extremist in the beginning. I am an extremist, by the way. I always have been. Sorry, but I always will be. Okay? I'm not an egomaniac. There's no such thing as one. Alright? But an extremist, oh yeah, it's just the way I go. Just the way I think. I've always been one and always will. Alright? Because I do answer it. And, I do it in many, many, many ways. And this is one of them. Alright? So, what they're teaching you today is bullshit. Alright? What I just taught you is real. It's the answer. Alright? Just like the certain type of the number 1 that answers this whole video in any happen way, as I explained in the video. You think that number type, that certain type of number 1, every day, once a day, and you will be so happy you did so. Okay? It does any story. It does any movie. It does any subject like that. Alright? Any imaginary thing. Alright? It's just a certain type of number 1 that does it. Yeah. So, watch the video, okay? Over and over. Until you really understand it. And choose. Not choose, I don't like to use that word. But assume you want to understand a sound, a mathematic way, okay? A part of the video that you want to master like this, like the whole video explains, and that's how you really should do. If you don't want to use a certain type of number one, use a certain color shade. Okay, if you're artsy, use color. If you have a job in mathematics, numerology, boom, use numbers. Okay? If you are an English professor, use letters, not words. Okay? Alright. That's the end of the video. I wish you the best. Okay? And, you know, even though I am a doctor, this was a achievement doctory video, an achievement coaching video, okay? A real wellness video, okay? And a real mind-opening meditative video, all right? You could use this in motion and notion, not expression. For massage, in that pregnancy way, acupressure for health, and fixing and curing. Acupressure in a certain order will cure AIDS. This is a mind opener. Now, I'm not saying you personally will achieve like you think, okay? But you 100% may. I'm not saying 100% will, but 100% may. And that's really serious. Because may, you're not going to get will if you don't get may. Okay? So that's the end of the video. And I hope you enjoy the piece. And I hope you understand and this helps you. And, you know, it's a beautiful religion. Okay? You may come up with a video and an understanding about the most beautiful religion that will ever be in existence. That's the other side to this, that pertains to humans. Go for it. Do that, and the other side to that, and the other side to that. More power to you. Okay? Look and see, okay? How we see, we achieve by. Okay? How we think, we achieve by. Not what. Okay? How we smell, how we taste, how we are with our hands. Our thoughts are founded into our hands. How we do massage, we get out of. Find other ways, other sides to this. See you later. Love you. Bye.